Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Goomer22 here from Baja Blast Studios. We are kicking it off with a PDPL top 8 match between Flamingo and Chad, or Solanor. I don't know anything about the sets here. Flamingo did not give me any information, but that is okay. And I know Chad streamed it, but I did not get to tune in, so I have no idea what's about to happen here. Let's see. Okay, so Chad made some trades. He's got the Gudra now. I mean, Regieleki damage onto Celesteela is obviously really nice, but like Regieleki, I guess if it's physical, it could touch the Bulu, especially because the Bulu's AV. But if this Regieleki is not physical, it's not going to do much to the Bulu. It's not going to do anything to the Seismitoad. It's not going to do anything to Manectric. Kofa Grigus probably doesn't care about it too much. So I'm curious what this Regieleki set is. Room Service Celesteela. Wow. Obviously, Regieleki has Electro Web to avoid that Lightning Rod, so I think Special is potentially a good call. But Incineroar is another way to deal nice damage into Celesteela. That Fire Stab. Can't fake out Kofa Grigus, obviously. Now, it can taunt. I don't actually think Gudra gets taunt, but obviously, yeah, you can just fake out the Incin. So Trick Room feels pretty free here. Unless Gudra has, like, Dragon Tail. Does Gudra get Dragon Tail? That could be pretty interesting. I'm wondering what setup Chad was going for, because he obviously knows that Flamingo has the faster fake out with Liepard. Okay, so he withdraws the Incin for Credilli. Okay, so maybe expecting the Trick Room, just going to let it go up. The thing is, Credilli doesn't really like to see Celesteela. Stomping Tantrum, that's not going to do that much. I'm wondering if this is an AV Gudra. That's also really nice for a free switch. Oh, no, it's Life Orb. Okay. So Life Orb Gudra, but he gets a free switch into either Bulu or Celesteela. Honestly, both of them aren't bad. Gudra with physical, I don't know if it gets Poison Jab. I know it gets special poison moves like Sludge Bomb. But yeah, I think Celesteela is probably the better call here. Even with like a Meteor Beam boost, Credilli really isn't going to be doing that much into Celesteela. Now, Credilli could go for like Leech Seed stalls. It might get Amnesia. So that could be a play if he's going for like a stally Credilli set. But with this Room Service, it's now going to, I believe it should underspeed Credilli. And I don't know if there's anything that's going to stop this Steel Spike here. I also missed whether this was physical or special Celesteela, so I don't know how much this Intimidate matters. We'll see based on the damage, I guess. So yeah, Flamingo looks like in really good position here. Still got the Liepard in the back for fake out pressure. Has that Bulu to deal with the Gudra, which we know the Gudra's physical. Yeah, and fake. Oh yeah, fake tears for sure. It's special. Okay. So it, I don't even know if this saves it though with the fake tears. Unless it's a really bulky Credilli. Okay, I think that would have to be like max special defense to survive that. And that's really good information too. And now you have a Celesteela with Rockfall for the Incin. I mean, I feel like you have to max the Incin here almost. And, Kofa Grigus can just fake tears anything it wants, basically. It can't get faked out by the Incin. So Chad's in really bad position here. We don't know what the fourth mon is, right? It's just Gudra and Ensign. We don't know what it... I mean... So with Special Celesteela does not get ground coverage. So, like an Aleki Max here is an option, but I don't even know if it would survive like a +2 Rockfall or I guess -2 after that Beast Boost too. Yeah, Body Presses, that's a fair play, I guess. You still don't know if it could be Special Ensign too. We don't know anything about this Ensign set. A Special Ensign, like weakness policy, maybe that's a play. I'm trying to think of how... well, we also still don't know the fourth Mon in the back, so that could also have a play. Gonna max the Life Orb Gudra, though. That makes sense, just trying to get as much damage as possible. But we already saw Stomping Tantrum, so Gudra has base 100 attack. Its Stab Dragon is not going to hit Celesteela well, and it's got Steel Spike boost coming in. So I'm thinking that this Celesteela is going to take like 25% from whatever this Gudra does. Like it's not going to do much. Another Beast Boost. And it is special attack, so this is a +2 Selly. Yeah, Max Lightning. Yeah, doing about 25% to Dynamax Selly. I mean, that's just not going to be enough damage. So Celesteela is on its last turn of max. Obviously, El Flamingo could max, or Chad could max guard and then waste the last turn of max. But you've still got, let's see, it did eject button on the first turn of Trick Room. 3 turns of max, so that's going to be... Even if he max guards, there's still going to be one more Trick Room turn. Yeah, I think a max Aleki could have been the play. Even if it's Focus Sash Aleki. I mean, he's got to go for crits here. Because I guess if a Lightning crits, that'll do about 2.25. It still won't KO. With terrain, yeah, it's I don't even think it would KO with terrain, but oh wow. Oh, the Steel Spike's boosting the body press too. I didn't even think about that. That's really, really nice from Flamingo. That's a great great synergy. So not Sash Aleki. Yep, just goes straight down. This is probably just an information game for Chad though, seeing the game plan. Now he has to decide how does he counter this Trick Room mode. Quake. Oh my goodness. Yeah, has to hope for crits. Yeah, max physical Gudra Life Orb. If the Celesteela just starts boosting with those Steel Spikes, it's just not doing anything. You know, I think if the Gudra starts attacking before the Celesteela starts boosting, like maybe there's a chance, you know, you get the terrain up and then another Lightning KOs, but yeah, once the Celesteela starts going, there's just no stopping it. Excellent game plan by Flamingo, too, with the eject button Lipar. That's a really, really good tech. Resets the fake out, gets a free switch under Trick Room, too. So another option, actually, is if Chad does go with a similar game plan, he can just kind of leave the live part in and actually just kind of focus down the Kofagrigus. Now, obviously, the body presses still will hurt Ensign and other stuff, but that's definitely a play because the live part, he'll have to hard switch. And so if he ever hard switches the live part out, he risks taking damage on a sweeper. Or he just has the live part out there sitting, probably not doing too much. So we'll see how Chad wants to play this game 2. Pretty dominant play by Flamingo, that game 1. Celesteela, a beast as always. But what's interesting is he didn't bring the Manectric. Now, he didn't reveal that, though, which is really, really nice because Chad doesn't know whether he can risk going for these Lightnings now. Now, he just went for it last game. And there was no reason to switch the Kofagrigus out, but I I guess that is risky, maxing the Alecki when there is a potential Lightning Rod on the other side. Given that it's physical Gudra, it's probably special Alecki as well. Just because you probably wouldn't double up on the physical there. Yeah, I mean, the only resist to Seal Spike on Chad's team is going to be that Alecki. But paired next to the Manectric, I feel like the Celesteela still has that sweep potential. So I'm wondering here what the play is. Because I don't know that it can max. I'm trying to think of... Well, a max Ensign maybe has the potential to take out a Covarigus, but given that it's body press, probably not. Unless it's special Ensign. He'd have to like pair it with like a helping hand or something like that. Because that's his only stab into Covarigus, is that dark type Ensign. So we see the Incineroar Alecki lead. You know what? If Chad opts to just target down this Cofagrigus, I really like this. It's also really... It's kind of a tough call on Flamingo's side who to fake out, you know? Because he can fake out the Alecki. We know it's not Sash, so you're not really breaking the Sash there, but obviously he can do big damage. Volt Switch or something. You can fake out the Ensign, but if this is a max Ensign Darkness with like a Volt Switch or something, I mean, that double up for sure can KO. Yeah. I wonder who this max is. And even if it's max Alecki, I'm trying to think how much an unboosted... Okay, yeah, it is max Ensign. I was wondering how much... If a Celesteela would actually KO at -2 on the Alecki. But I really like this play by Chad. You know, last time the fake out went into the Ensign slot, he swapped it out to get positioning. But instead... Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's going to be big damage. That might be Magnet Alecki because it's not... I guess it could be Shuka, too. But yeah, without Trick Room, it's going to be really tough to position the Celesteela now. And Bulu really doesn't want to see Ensign. I mean, obviously, Ensign's already out, so there's no Intimidate, but yeah, these flares are going to hurt. So the thing is, this play worked because the fake out last time went to Ensign, and to avoid that, instead of switching out, Chad opted to Dynamax. But the question is, you know, if Flamingo had just faked out the Alecki, Flamingo is still in decent position. I'm not sure if a max Rockfall -2 will OHKO an Ensign from the Celesteela if it doesn't have a boost already, but I feel like it's possible, I guess. Probably not, though. Ensign's pretty bulky. But yeah, Flamingo now is in really bad position. This is a real turning of the tables from last game. It just all dependent on that Trick Room, whether that Trick Room goes up or not. You know, I think Flamingo leading Fake Out and a Ghost Trick Room setter was kind of banking on having that Trick Room set up. But yeah, Chad found some good counterplay to it, so yeah, it's not always guaranteed. Okay, Rain Dance is going to help out this Bulu. Now, it is AV, which shouldn't necessarily help against this Ensign, unless it's special. We really don't know. Ooh, so ejects out the Lipard. I wonder if Chad was doing that on purpose and is going to flare that Lipard slot, knowing the Celesteela kind of has to come in there. That would be a really interesting move. Okay, still just goes for the Bulu. But the thing is, Ensign should... Yeah, Ensign's still going to be faster than the Celi. So, it can still opt to just flare at the next turn. Don't see a Shuka Berry from the Alecki, so I'm wondering what this Alecki's item is, actually. It's really curious. Might just be Magnet. Let's see what Chad brings out now. I'm trying to think. The Bulu should be faster than the Ensign, unless it's like maybe min speed Bulu opting for Trick Room. Actually, who did attack first there? I think the Ensign did attack first. So yeah, the Ensign is faster. So Flamingo just does not have the speed control to win this game. I think. I wonder who else Chad brought though. That's good information for Flamingo to see how he was adjusting. Really thinking about it. Still has the Gudra. I'm curious what the Gudra will do in this position. I mean, I guess it can Thunder Punch the Selly. I wonder if Chad opts to go for the Dynamax or just take out that Celesteela, though. I mean, Flamingo could sack the Liepard, but I don't think that's a good move. I think keeping the Liepard in the back. Well, maybe not. Yeah, I mean, Flamingo's in tough position. I wonder if Chad's just deciding who he wants to flare here. Does he want to get rid of the Selly? Does he want to get rid of the Bulu? I mean, if the Selly, we know it's a room service, so it can't use like Meteor Beam with Power Herb right off the bat. Yeah, it just goes for the Thunder Punch. You're not scared of a weakness policy or anything like that. Yeah, it just opts to get rid of the Selly. That's fair. But I don't think this Bulu can take out the Gudra. I wonder what it'll go for here. Okay, the Quake. And it reveals the Shuka on the Ensign. So that's really good information. This still shouldn't do that much. I mean, it's not intimidated, but yeah. Ensign's still decently bulky. And the special defense boosts really aren't helping because we know the Gudra's physical. Ensign's most likely physical here. I guess we'll find out here soon, potentially. And we get the Liepard who can fake out. So, I mean, Gudra's got the Life Orb, so it could have Protect. Ensign usually doesn't have Protect, but I feel like Chad has ran it a decent amount this season, so he could actually protect this Ensign. I mean, I feel like he either needs to go for like a Max Quake crit. I'm wondering, I guess, I'm wondering if Fake Out or Rain Dance was the play there, because if he fakes out the Ensign, I mean, who really cares about the Sun? It's Credilli, okay. I guess Rain Dance was a good play then. Now, if he had faked out the Gudra, that would have been really nice. Nope, Gudra just goes for Thunder Punch. Yep. And this Bulu just does not have the damage to 1v3 here. Its only fairy move is going to be Dazzling Gleam special as well. So it's the fact that it's fairy doesn't even help that much against the Gudra. All it does is prevent the Gudra from using those dragon moves. So Bulu doesn't really have to be too concerned about this Credilli. And did it just heal last? So is it even slower than the Credilli? Is this just not a Trick Room Credilli? Wow, I think Bulu might be slower than Credilli, actually. I guess Hornleech for health, but I still don't know how he gets rid of the Ensign. I guess he has to bring the Ensign out while it's still raining, so the Ensign can't really do much because, yeah, Darkest Lariat shouldn't do much. Flare Blitz in the rain will still chunk it a little bit. I think, yeah, Hornleeches with that grassy terrain, trying to get like a crit on the Credilli here. I mean, that's a potential play. I think instead of Quaking the Ensign slot, maybe he should have gone for the Knuckle. If he had Knuckled on his last turn of Max, that would have neutralized that Intimidate right there. Oh, Credilli has Sludge Bomb, though. And wow, that AV is really making that Bulu tanky. See how much this Hornleech does. The problem is cycling that Ensign with Intimidate, with Fake Out, and the Bulu can't protect to stall out the Fake Out turns. I think it's just going to be too much. So we know the Instant has a dark move. We know it has a fire move. We haven't seen Fake Out yet, but it's likely carrying it. And I don't even think another Horn Leech KOs the Cordelia unless he gets a crit. Yeah. He's got the Fake Out. And he's got the Shuka Berry, so he could actually have Protect as his 4th move there. Yeah, he gets the Poison. That's going to seal it. And, yeah. Yeah, the double up is for sure going to KO here, though. It will be interesting, though. I think, I mean, Chad could actually swap out the Instant to not reveal whether it's physical or special, as well as just to not reveal what move he's carrying. I mean, it's likely Flare Blitz, but you never know. Yeah, just keeps the Instant in. Flare Blitz is pretty obvious, though. That's not like that big of an information reveal. Nice to know how much damage it does in the rain, though. So I think out of rain, I think that Bulu is about at half health. So out of rain, that might have a roll to KO even. Okay, so Chad wins that second game pretty handily now. So now how do they adjust to the third game? Because it's tricky, right? Because if Flamingo goes with the exact same, if they both go with the same leads as that game 2, you know, obviously he can fake out the Alecki. But what if Chad switches up his game plan again and maxes the Alecki? I mean, there's just so many. It's tough because that's kind of a 50-50 now. Now that Flamingo has seen that Chad's not scared to Dynamax that Instant in that scenario, it's a 50-50 read. Who does he Dynamax? You know, how does he play it? So it's really tough. I'm curious if he still leads the Lipard. Because another option. So another option, actually, in that scenario, he might have been doing some calcs right there. I'm curious. Because you can hard swap the Lipard to Bulu, get that Grassy Train, get the Grassy Train boost on Kofagrigus, and then the question is, does the double up of Rising Voltage plus that Max Darkness actually KO with that Grassy Train boost? Because, I mean, the Bulu had... the Kofagrigus had a body press, so we know it's, you know, obviously got some good defense, most likely like a lot of defense investment. And with that Grassy Seed, I mean, maybe it allows the Livet. So I wonder if that's the adjustment here. Ooh, actually just opting to get rid of the Bulu, which I think is also fair. The Bulu doesn't, you know, knowing the Cordelia has Sludge Bomb, the Bulu could probably take on the Cordelia one-on-one, but its Grass Stab, you know, isn't going to do much to Goodra. Goodra might be Sap Sipper too, so that's kind of risky. So Bulu's really just more of a defensive switch-in, but I think, given that we've seen the Thunder Punch, we know the Alecki is probably coming, I think the Manectric adjustment is going to be really good for Flamingo. It also just helps, you know, both Bulu and Manectric do well against Finny. And unless we see a Max Instant again, I mean, the Celesteela is going to be really, really protected here from these electric moves. So, the other question is, you know, does Flamingo, you know, if he gets the Rain Dance up, and he gets that, well, I guess, so that's another play, too. So, if he switches into Manectric, now the Alecki can't really attack it, and there's no way you're dying to a Max Darkness. So that's another option, yeah. The thing is, Chad, there's no way Chad goes for the same play as Game 2, because Flamingo led the exact same thing as Game 2, So you know that, the fake out into Ensign isn't coming. Now, if this is a Max Lucky, ooh. Yeah, okay. So he thought he was just going to play the 50-50 fake out game. But this is going to be bad news. Oh, man. Just making the hard read that Manectric didn't come out. So this is bad for two reasons, too. He gets that special attack boost. Goes for the Darkest Lariat. And wow, yeah, that does about half. So, I mean, a double up with like body press and an electric move should probably take out this Ensign. I don't think there's any reason to swap. Yeah, I think protecting Manectric is also fair. But I wonder. I mean, we're gonna find out if this Alecki can even do anything. I mean, does the Alecki swap out now? Sometimes it only carries electric moves. Against a Lightning Rod team, that is kind of risky. Unless you have a way of like removing that ability, obviously. But it could be carrying something like Extreme Speed or Hyper Beam just to hit the Manectric. I wonder if we see a Max Strike here. Body Press. How much is this going to do the Ensign? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Easy 2-shot. Oh, that was a crit. Never mind. Yeah, I think getting rid of the rod is definitely the play. Wow, just goes for the lightning again. I mean, Alecki could swap out here. But maybe you don't want to take a body press in the back if you swap out. Maybe he expected a body press going in there. This Manectric is just completely shutting down Chad's plan, though. Yeah, I'm curious what the out is here. So, stalling out the Trick Room could be a potential play. We've seen Electro Web from the Alecki, so once this Alecki gets out of max, it will start being able to do some damage. But I think stalling out the Trick Room is potentially the play. I think, okay, withdraws the Ensign for the Gudra. Interesting. Body Press is still just chunking. And we see a Hyper Voice with that +1 boost doing so much. I mean, he does have the Max Strike, so I wonder if so I guess he was predicting the Manectric to swap out last turn to preserve it. But wow, yeah, so that was kind of a tough position because with that Ensign so damaged, he couldn't double up and KO the Manectric. And now, yeah, I mean, a Hyper Voice Body Press will just double up, will KO. Get a double KO here unless Chad swaps out. Now, I mean, Chad is stalling out this Trick Room, but he's wasted his max. His Pokemon are not healthy, so it's still looking pretty grim here. Let's see. Yeah, I think going for a strike onto the Manectric the last turn when it protected was maybe the play. You know, if you get a crit or something, maybe you get enough damage to where the strike this turn KOs. But I also understand. I understand the lightning play. You know, you feel like you're down, you're in bad position. You go for the big risky play because you just get big gains, right? If the Manectric actually does swap out there, or maybe Volt switches or something, you would get really big value out of getting that Alecki Max Lightning off. Sends the Credilli out. So Credilli can take out this Manectric, most likely. Body Press is still just going to chunk. I mean, Body Press is just eviscerating this team here. He doesn't even need the Celesteela. Yep, just stalling out more of those Trick Room turns. Understandable. How much does this Body Press do? Okay, maybe not a 2-shot. Leech Seed. Interesting. So Leech Seed and Sludge Bomb. So it could be a Stally Credilli set. And obviously you can't Leech Seed Bulu, so teching on the Sludge Bomb there makes sense. The problem is, even if the Alecki can KO this Kofagrigus with like an Electro Web or something like that, the Manectric can just probably KO back with a Hyper Voice. I'm wondering if this Credilli goes for the Sludge Bomb now into the Manectric slot. I mean, Electro Web would be nice from the Alecki, but I wonder if we... The problem is there's no safe body press switching. I think that's the issue here. And if Chad did bring his body press switch in, which was Finny, I mean, Finny just gets roasted by Manectric. So that's kind of risky as well. Withdraws the Alecki. Okay. Now, obviously, he gets that fake out pressure, but the problem is Flamingo hasn't even used his max yet. So you're probably pretty safe to fake out the Manectric, and that's if you even keep it in. Goes for the Giga Drain. Okay, so Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, Leech Seed, probably Protect. Yeah, I think preserving the Manectric for that Alecki. I mean, you know the Alecki has a normal move, but it's still useful. The problem is, I mean, yeah, I guess if you fake out the Ensign, then you don't have to worry about Flare Blitz, and a Leech Seed's not going to do much to the Credilli, yeah. Okay, Leech Seed's the Liepard, though. But the Liepard hasn't even used its eject button yet, so that eject button... Well, I guess the no, yeah, that eject button will get rid of the Leech Seed, I think. But I don't think there was anything Chad could have really done in that position. I guess swapping out the Credilli for the Alecki was a play. But even then, it wouldn't really do much because Flamingo would have the option to switch out the Liepard for the Manectric on the next turn. Max the Selly, just start going Airstream, going, Rockfall, whatever the Celesteela wants to go. There's just no getting through a Max Celesteela at this point. Plus, whenever Kofagrigus comes in, Kofagrigus can click Trick Room, and you have to target it and make sure it doesn't get that Trick Room up, because otherwise then it's also game over. So that's also like, I mean, it's not the exact same thing as a Lightning Rod, but it effectively is, because it's preventing you from attacking the Celesteela freely. Even a burn wouldn't save. The recoil is going to take him out. Yep. Now it is Alecki against the world. I think the Steel Spike should still pick it up based on the damage last time. Ooh, did it survive? I couldn't see if it survived on one. Oh, yeah, it looked like it did. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's not going to save the plans. I mean, let me think about this. So, Celesteela is at about half health. So, if Chad goes for an Electro Web, let's say it's Magnet Alecki. Electro Web from a Magnet Alecki, and like a Sludge Bomb into the Liepard slot, or a Giga Drain into the Liepard slot. I mean, even a crit I think a crit Electro Web from a Magnet Alecki, could that take out a Celesteela here? It might depend on how well the Celesteela is trained. I mean, given that it's a Trick Room Celesteela, I mean, it's going to be max HP. We don't know how much special defense it has. It's obviously got some special attacks, since that's what the Beast boost is coming from. But I'm curious to see how much this Electro Web does. And if a crit would take it out. It's going to be close. I want to say no. I want to say a crit would not kill Celesteela here. Um, I bet a crit would do about 75% of the health here. Just goes for the protect. Interesting. Credilli slowly healing, but now that it doesn't have that Babbery, Celesteela can just KO whenever it wants. Although had Flamingo switched into the Manectric and Giga Drain KOs, then the next turn, the problem is, see, I don't know if that play was ever the move, because I guess ideally Flamingo switches into Manectric here, and then the Giga Drain KOs the Manectric, and then Lucky can attack the next turn. The problem with that is if that's what Flamingo did, and Manectric died, Flamingo could just bring the Liepard back in and then fake out the Alecki and then hit it with Celesteela. So I don't know that there was really an out here, except for crit Electroweb, which I really want to see how much Electroweb does here. Hopefully we'll get to see it. How much is this crit Electroweb going to do? Because the interesting thing is, last turn, since if Flamingo or if Chad had gone for the Electroweb, it would have swapped the Liepard out, and then the Giga Drain would have KO'd. Yeah, well, yeah. So that did about half of what the Celesteela had. So a crit, I don't think is KO in there. But yeah, what's interesting is last turn an Electroweb Giga Drain would have KO'd the Manectric, and then you can protect the next turn when that Liepard comes in for Fake Out. So I don't know. I feel like there was maybe an out. Probably not, but really well played by both players. That was top 8 of PDPL round 1. So yeah, good games to them. And good luck to Flamingo in the rest of the playoffs, or finals, as he would call it.